Hello and welcome to AMHQ Weekend. Today is Saturday, April 25th. I'm Reynolds Wolf.
And I'm Kait Parker. We're in the middle of a multi-day severe weather outbreak. Right now, more than 48,000 customers in Texas without power, and they can expect more storms in the forecast today. So let's go ahead and take a look at the big picture.
It's going to be a busy map again, Kate, and I'll tell you, one of the things we're really concerned with happens to be right here. I mean, you can't miss a chance of severe thunderstorms. Can't rule out that tornadic activity that you were talking about, Kate, from the Ohio Valley cleared into the Gulf Coast. Everyone's got to be ready.
And then it's kind of a miserable day for your Saturday plans. We know you're trying to get up with us and get those ready. In the Midwest and into the Northeast, it's cold, and then it's going to be raining to boot.
Yeah, it's not going to be an absolute return to winter, but it will definitely, as Kate mentioned, be a cool down. And then we have a warm up, another heat up of chance of showers, storms, maybe even tornadoes as we get into tomorrow's forecast. So again, it's going to be kind of hopscotching across the map, Kate, in terms of severe weather.
You know, it's April. That's when we get these things going. You know, it's severe weather season, and we've got a tornado watch in effect.
Well, Texas, one place has certainly seen its share of rough weather. This morning, no exception. Let's see, Bexar County being affected, certainly. A place like Gonzales. Wow, Kate.
Yeah, look at these severe thunderstorm warnings that we have in place here. This is into Wilson as well. This is going to be Floresville, Poteet, and Poth here until 6 a.m. that this new severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. And we also have a flood warning here as well.
Very true. Very true. You know, when it comes to the nature of the soil that you have in parts of Texas, it's this stuff they call caliche. It's as hard as concrete. Doesn't really absorb that well, and runoff happens quite easily. Hey, other issues we have for you.
We're getting 2-inch hail out of this as well. So
yeah, can we stay on this for a second?
And
take a look at that.
As well that are gusting over 60 miles an hour, so you may see some branches down. You may lose power. This is definitely in and around San Antonio time to go to your safe spot in your home. I know this is not a tornado warning and does not mean it's not dangerous.
My gosh, that is substantial. Substantial 2.5 inch hail. Goodness. Well, folks, this morning many roads across parts of North Texas are closed, and it's all due to high water and the heavy rains last night, which led to flash flooding.
Right, and crews rescued at least one driver from the floodwaters. KXAS's Ben Russell picks it up in Irving. Talk about the severe threat and the ingredients going in here. What exactly is going on? What are we going to continue to see? A lot of moisture being pumped in. This is going to be our first component, one of many going into this risk of severe weather today. So this front that we've been monitoring, this is going to continue off to the east. That's an area that we're going to watch for the triggering of some of these showers and thunderstorms. Some of those becoming severe. They get the help of those strong mid-level winds, and what those are able to do is keep those thunderstorms as they grow nice and strong. It keeps them with that energy that they need to live for a long time. So we also have this strong core of upper level winds. So what this looks like and what this does is it gives us some wind shear. And like I said, that allows thunderstorms to grow a little bigger, last a little longer. And we also have a little bit of directional shear in there, which means the possibility of tornadoes is there. Look at the available energy that we have. This is kind of our CAPE. This is what we abbreviate it as. It's our convective available potential energy, which means that it's just kind of waiting. It's this energy in the atmosphere just waiting for something to interact with it, lift it, and allow that energy to be released. We also have that shear like I was talking about. This is the mid-level winds. Look at them. I mean, they're just racing from west to east across the south this morning and stretching on up into Illinois and Indiana. But the dew points are another factor that we have to watch because we have to have the moisture in the atmosphere, right? That's another ingredient for us. Look at the 73-degree dew point in Houston, 70 for New Orleans later on this morning. And those actually are going to make their way a little farther north, injecting moisture into this prime atmosphere. So what happens is we watch these thunderstorms that are in Texas start to spread a little farther east. We have those thunderstorms that are in Alabama right now. Those are going to become a little more widespread into Georgia as we go throughout the morning, and then up to the north, Kentucky, and then into Nashville, Tennessee, even up into southern Illinois. That's where we have the risk of some of the strongest storms today, with a torcon of 5 in spots. Reynolds. A lot of thunder rumble, a lot of people waking up this morning, maybe with some extra kids and pets in their bed because of it. Welcome back to AMHQ Weekend. I'm Kait Parker.
That's right. I'm Reynolds Wolf, and this is day 2 of a multi-day severe weather outbreak. We're talking more than 32 million people that could be affected by this, stretching from the Great Plains clear over to the Gulf Coast. Should we take a look at one of the cities in the crosshairs?
I definitely think we should. A place like Nashville, Tennessee. If you're waking up this morning and you're saying, hey, let's get those Saturday plans going, you may want to think again and think twice because you have a torcon of 3.
Absolutely. And when it comes to the timing, you take a look at it, Kate, and this morning we could have some scattered showers, but it looks like later as we get to the afternoon, the clouds build up. 6 p.m. could be interesting, Kate, especially 4 through 6 p.m.
Later on dinner time, I think we're going to need to be a little bit more concerned there. So Paul Goodlow is in Nashville for us this morning. And Paul, I have to say, you've got the marathon going on this morning. Looks like you could have some wet weather then, but are you concerned about later in the day? let's talk about what happened last night in the DFW Metroplex. Now, I had just gotten out of there, just flew out of DFW yesterday afternoon. Watch these thunderstorms as they track across. This is what we are waiting for kind of through the afternoon hours. And they really produced some pretty significant damage. In fact, we even had a tornado report north of San Angelo, a lot of hail reports here, and wind damage reports. In fact, several spots where we saw some big branches come down. Look at this wind report. This is in Joshua, 70 to 80 mile an hour wind there that we saw. That's enough to cause some significant damage. So we've got those wind gusts, not to mention a lot of rain that fell. In fact, almost 4 inches near Denton there. And anytime you have almost 4 inches of rain, you're going to see the soil completely saturated. If you put an 80 mile an hour wind on that and you have leaves on trees, those trees going right over.
Wow. Yeah. And we're seeing a lot of rain, a lot of wind, a lot of hail. And, you know, we're not done yet because that's one day's event. We could see more as we round out the weekend. We're talking about winds possibly to 80 miles an hour, storms that have been ripping across parts.
Well, folks across DFW Metroplex, Dallas, Fort Worth knew the storms were coming last night, but nothing could prepare one neighborhood for the moment a violent thunderstorm crashed in.
You are right about that. And Amanda Guerra from our affiliate KXAS has the story.
We do have a tornado warning in effect right now. So if you live in these counties, Escambia County, Santa Rosa County, Florida, and to Escambia County, Alabama, it's time to take cover. Get to the lowest level of your home. You'll notice this morning goes until 6:15 a.m. Central Time. Now, I was just looking at some of this on radar. This is a radar indicated rotation. This is not a visually sighted or confirmed tornado, but regardless, treat it as such. Get to the bottom level of your home. Get away from the windows because this is heading toward Bruton at 5:50 a.m., 6:07 a.m., Sellersville by 6:28. This could be near Falco, so this is going to continue on that eastward track. This is just to the east of I-65, north of I-10 there that we're watching this right there hanging out on the Florida-Alabama line. There is a tornado watch in effect for a lot of this area in addition to that. So this is the huge area that tornado watch is in effect for. Look at this until noon today, Central Time. You can see that it extends all the way from Mobile to Panama City and then down to Apalachicola right there along the coast and then on north into Montgomery. So all of South Alabama, you're under this tornado watch, and then most of the panhandle of Florida, you're under this tornado watch, and that's exactly why our energy is just right going on there. So let's go ahead and take a look now to Texas. We're going to kind of jump back a little bit off toward the west because we have a severe thunderstorm warning. Once again, Gonzales, Carnes, and Wilson counties until 6:45 a.m. Central Time. That's for this severe thunderstorm warning. We've seen reports of 2.5-inch hail out of some of these thunderstorms. That's enough to not only cause damage to your vehicles, but to your roof and to cause windows to break in your home. So it's time to take cover. Wind gusts could easily exceed 60 miles an hour there. So please go to the safe spot in your home if you live in that part in and around San Antonio, just off to the east there. Lots of moisture today showing you that we are set up for a day of severe weather. This is the area where the highest energy is available. We'll be watching for this through the day as the ingredients get going.